Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to review your next assignment in this class. This assignment will be released in week 5. Right now you can see I'm looking at our course calendar. The assignment is called Viewpoint Summary and Argument Mapping. When I release this assignment, you would notice that in subsequent weeks we are going to be going through some activities. Specifically in the week I released the assignment, your goal is to try to get to know who your group members are and establish communication with them, because in week 6 you are going to turn in a progress report as a group. Your progress report will let me know the status of your project planning preparation, whether you go in touch with everybody, etc. Now after spring break, because spring break is on week 7, obviously you can't present during spring break, you are going to return in week 8, and that's when you're going to present, and the presentation will be due on the 5th. So make sure you're following the timeline. Make sure you're looking at the due dates, which are all on the course calendar. And I try to be redundant as well, and if you've been following my reviews, you will note that on my assignment handouts I also have instructions. So to find the group assignments, you are going to go to the Assignments and Projects tab. You're going to click on Viewpoints, Summary and Argument Mapping Assignments. Some of these are not visible, so I'm looking at the instructor view. So the assignment is posted right here, the instructions. I've got a sample presentation slides that you should take a look at. There are 2 of them. I may even add a 3rd from my previous students. Should give you an idea of what I'm expecting from you. I would say this, that these are templates, module templates. These do not explain, these are not always perfect, because I change the context of every assignment, and every assignment is different. So make sure you review this with an eye regarding for your own assignment, group assignment. Do not take this literally and assume that everything you see is just going to be, you're just going to follow the same pattern. For the most part, you should be fine if you follow the pattern, but what you should be concerned about is how you're going to apply what you've learned from looking at the sample presentations to your group presentation slides. Now there's a sample progress reports. You're not submitting this in the assignment folder, but you're going to email me your progress reports. The reading materials posted right here, as long as a presentation that I did on argument mapping, a lesson. So make sure you go over the contents in here. Now look into the course calendar. You will notice that when I assign this, release this in week 5, you've got like 1, 2, and 3 weeks, about 3 weeks to prepare for this. So I think that's fair, given that I'm releasing it in 5, and then you've got a spring break, so you got a lot of time to work on this. It's not due until next month, and it's just the 9th of March. So without further ado, let's go into our assignment handouts, which I've already opened. So in this assignment, which is a group project, I've called it Viewpoint Summary and Argument Mapping. As the title implies, you are going to be doing some summarizing, but then you're also going to do something else, which is called argument mapping. What does argument mapping mean? We are going to be learning about that in the 2nd week of the class. Sorry, not in the 2nd week of the class, but let's go back into our course calendar. So you notice in week 6 is when I introduce you to argument mapping. However, I have a bunch of contents which you can preview. There's a video, there is a PowerPoint presentation and argument mapping to give you an idea of what we are doing when it comes to argument mapping. And from the sample presentations, you're going to see sample student argument mapping. That will give you a perspective on what I'm expecting from you. But in week 6, that's when you're going to get to know a lot more about argument mapping, because I'll release more information, more detailed information, including my presentation, and including some activities that will walk you through the process of mapping out an argument. Okay, that said, we look at the assignment handouts, and first thing you will notice is this picture here. People were trying to put in, trying to figure out a puzzle, see how they all fit in. So being in a group, your job is almost like that. You are going to summarize, and then you're going to map out some arguments. You are going to engage in reading as well. I don't want you to summarize everything. I don't want you to map out all the arguments. So with summary, it's important to remember the definition of a summary. When you're summarizing, you're being brief. You're not paraphrasing, which would be like you're summarizing everything, which is like you word for word summary of everything, summary of everything, which is not what I'm asking you to do. So here's the background. When it comes to this topic, this assignment, there's a background for this. We know that artificial intelligence is a hot topic, but it also comes with some controversies. Now, that is not going to be the topic that all of you are going to examine, but some of you are going to be looking at AI. It's a hot topic, contemporary topic, relevant topic. We've talked about staff being replaced by machines. We've got chatbot helping us with writing, self-checkouts, making use of predictive learning in stores. So this is big. So AI affects or impacts every area of our life, whether we like it or not. Even our phones use predictive learning, and there's some artificial intelligence built into our phone. That said, there is a context for this assignment. So you are going to prepare a group presentation. You're going to be examining arguments made by your assigned authors or author, who use the tools of critical thinking, argumentative writing, and research to make various cases such as surveillance, work culture, artificial intelligence, and intellectual property in the digital age. So these are the outcomes which I've outlined here. I'm not just giving you an assignment, but I'm thinking of how this connects to the core objectives of English 102. But after completing this assignment, hopefully you have an idea of research, because you are going to do some research for it. That's going to be extra credit, but the assignment, the reading should be enough to give you content, and I'll go over the extra credit portion of this assignment. Now, here's what I suggest. You are going to do a recording. My suggestion to you is that you can do this on Zoom, or you can do this on WebEx. So Harper uses WebEx. I'm very familiar with WebEx. You can also use Zoom. I'm also very familiar with Zoom. I use Zoom more than WebEx. For the purposes of this class, I'm going to make this either Zoom or WebEx. So you're going to do a recording. In your recording, hopefully you have assigned roles. Somebody is going to map out arguments for your group on the presentation slides. Then if somebody is interested in researching some issues related to your topic, that will be extra credit, and I'll go over the extra credit portion of this assignment. I think I have it here. If not, okay, it's right here, but let's focus on the specifications. Then of course, if you're going to create a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation or Google Slides, I highly encourage you to use Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. It's more sophisticated if you ever use it, and once you use it, trust me, you're going to love it. I use it all the time. I do lots of presentations, so I do know what I'm talking about. Now, you are going to have, obviously somebody's got to manage the PowerPoint presentation slides and edit it, but I ask that when you do edit the documents, or you create the documents, if you're the group leader, make sure you give everyone, I repeat, everyone access to it. So you shouldn't be the only one controlling the edits, but everybody else. I just ask you guys to be disciplined and diligent about the way you do it, so you don't lose track of chunk of your work because of careless either deleting or accidental deletion. So just make sure you track everything that you do on your doc as you work collaboratively. Obviously there will be speakers. Now, since this is a group work, it makes sense if all of you are speakers in the group, not just one person elected to speak. That is so weird. I hope it's not the case, but if one or two of you are so shy that you cannot speak, I would accept if you all decide to elect specific peers who will speak on behalf of the group. I just don't want to see one person speaking for the entire group, because it just begs the question, what happens to the rest of you? Now, as you do this recording, since this is a presentation, this is going to be you turn on your videos. Let's see who you are, who's doing the presentation. Don't shut off your video unless you have specific concerns. But to make this engaging, you need to turn on your video as you record. It's a presentation. Now, speaking of which, when we move to the assignment instructions, this is how I'll be grading you. So make sure you pay close attention to these instructions. It's like I said, it's what I'm going to use to grade you. This is what you're supposed to be doing on your presentation slides. I'm not going to read everything here because I trust you guys can read and are diligent readers, and will take note of what I'm expecting from you. The PowerPoint presentation slide, there is a minimum requirement that should be 12 pages. Title page, works cited pages do not count. It's not included in the 12 pages. That means you think in all you should probably have like 14 pages. You're welcome to go above and beyond in your presentation to have many more slides, but the minimum length is 12 pages, not counting title page and works cited. And this is what I want to see. And this is just like a summary of what I'm asking you. It should be argument maps, a conclusion, a works cited page, a summary, pictures. Yes, pictures, visuals on your presentation slides. And these are the topics / readings we are going to cover for the group presentation. There are 4 groups, and there's a minimum of 4 students in one group and a maximum of 5. If you don't see your name in the group, it's because you're not an active student in this class. And I do not place inactive students in the group because they're not going to do any work. And as I've said in my previous announcements, if you don't see your name in the group, it means I don't consider you to be active in this class. You need to reach out to me within the deadline I will state if I'm to put you in any group. Now, these are the readings, so you'll be divided into groups. So if you see your name under global surveillance, that means you belong to that particular group. And future of artificial intelligence, that means you belong to that group. Now, this is how I grade the assignment. So I've already stated it here. So if I were you, I'll pay attention to this, because your group can lose points if you do not do one or more of this. After your presentation, there is an individual responsibility, and that's gonna be on the discussion board forum, where you ask and reply to questions from specific groups assigned to your own group. The instructions are there, so that should help you understand what I'm expecting from you. Now, for the extra credit, like I said, if you're going to attempt it, you're going to exceed the minimum of 12 pages. Just make sure you follow the prompt in here. So to do the extra credit, make sure that you're following all the specifications I've outlined here. Otherwise, I do not give it. I will give you maybe some of the points, but not all the points. So it's 10 points in extra credit. So if you are interested in it, prepare to do additional research. That's where the research is going to come in. Okay. These are the important dates. I've decided to create a table for this, so you can keep track of what you need to turn in. The first responsibility for you guys is to turn in your group progress reports, and that's due on the date I've stated here. The next responsibility is that you need to submit the PowerPoint presentation. It's going to be submitted in the assignment and projects tab. Now, your video recording is going to be submitted on the discussion board forum for your peers to view. And there's a specific folder created, specific forum created for that. Now, after you submitted your video and your presentation, you are going to respond to questions and answers posed to your group. Another key information to remember is the file saving instructions. So, like you'll be doing for other assignments, you have to save. I need to see the group name. Is it group A, B, C, D? And then want to talk about the assignments and make sure you indicate it's 1 or 2. And these are my works cited page. So you can see my works cited page. That's why it's like, don't be intimidated by the length of this assignment, the handouts. I just want to be super clear on what you need to do, but also to make sure that you are familiar with what I'm expecting from you. This is a very interesting assignment. You've got enough time and I trust that you all do well.